these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me. Made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both sides, you know.
Going to be released, Young Thug is free. So the jail records for Fulton County Jail, which is where he was being held, have him released as of 10/31/2024, and he had been booked in May of 2022. Now, this has been noted as one of the longest trials in Georgia state history, and it has finally come to an end.
The moment we've all been waiting for is here. Young Thug is finally out of jail, and he didn't hold back when he spoke out for the first time. After months of intense court battles and shocking twists, Thug's got some things to say. So after over 900 days behind bars, Young Thug is finally a free man. Last Thursday night, he was released as part of a plea agreement with a pretty hefty price tag, 15 years of probation. Now, this deal includes him accepting guilt on several charges like firearm possession and gang activity. For the other charges, like racketeering and leading a street gang, he chose to plead no contest. This plea doesn't fully admit guilt, but it lets the court treat the charges as if he had. It's a unique approach that allowed him to avoid potentially spending over a century in prison.
Prosecutors say Young Thug is a co-founder, and he and his affiliates have played a role in some of the city's most violent crimes.
Now, to understand how intense this was, Thug was hit with charges back in 2022, along with more than 24 others. They were accused under Georgia's RICO law, often used for gang and cases. Prosecutors claimed Thug wasn't just involved. They said he led the gang behind several violent crimes in Atlanta, stretching back a whole decade. But Young Thug stood firm, denying any claims of being the head of a criminal enterprise. For years, people have speculated about YSL. One incident from 2015 became a focal point, where prosecutors alleged that a car rented by Young Thug was used in the shooting of a rival gang member.
The deal that set Gunna free, a major development in a huge racketeering case, the Atlanta-born rapper Gunna.
These claims were serious, and several of his co-defendants, including Gunna, ended up taking plea deals to avoid trial. So when the time came for Young Thug to speak in court, he kept it real. He expressed regret and took responsibility, saying he's learned from his mistakes. He even apologized to his family, describing himself as a guy with a good heart, who often found himself in tough situations simply by trying to be nice or cool.
I am a smart guy, I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart, you know. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, you know, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height, because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, you know, fall on you.
But the case isn't just about his release. It's also sparked debates over prosecutors' use of rap lyrics as evidence. Many felt it was a direct attack on black art and freedom of expression. Thug acknowledged this in court, admitting he sees how powerful his lyrics can be and promising to change that message moving forward. The conditions of his release are strict. For the first 10 years of his probation, he's banned from the metro Atlanta area except for specific events like weddings, funerals, or graduations. And even then, he must leave within 48 hours. He's also required to host an anti-gang and anti-gun presentation 4 times a year, bringing his experiences to the community. On top of that, he's set to complete 100 hours of community service every year. The judge made it clear she wants to see him use his platform as a force for good. Looking at the bigger picture, this case dragged on for so long, almost an entire year just for jury selection alone. Throughout it, there were constant motions for a mistrial, and even recently, more of his co-defendants, like Lil Rod and Qua, accepted plea deals. These deals often meant prison time, probation, or suspended sentences. However, unlike in some cases, none of these co-defendants are required to testify against Young Thug, keeping him at the center of this long, complex case. Now that he's out, only time will tell how Young Thug's path unfolds. But one thing's for sure, his story isn't over yet. What do you think about Thugger walking out a free man? Let us know all about it.